Have you ever been walking around the supermarket and got angry with someone for bashing into your ankles with their trolley? Have you ever got angry in the shopping centre when people just seem to randomly stop in front of you for no reason? Or what about when you're in the car? Ever had any road rage? You ever found yourself criticising a stranger just because they're doing something you don't agree with, or they're doing something slightly different from the way that you do it yourself? I mean, maybe that's just instinct. I mean, we all do that, right? But do you realise just how destructive these actions are to your health, your happiness and your well-being? How long have these traits been a part of your life, and how long will they continue to be a part of your life? What we don't always realise is just how much negative energy arises in these situations and how long that negative energy stays with us. When I was younger, I'd be driving to the supermarket and I'd get angry at someone on the road for doing something minor, something like not indicating at a roundabout, something silly like that. But then when I got to the supermarket, it would seem that kind of everyone was out just to piss me off on that particular day. You know, I'd go to park my car and someone's abandoned a shopping trolley in my parking bay. And when I go into the supermarket, it seems there's like hundreds of kids that are just parentless and just running wild. You know, there'd be people standing in my way, the veg I pick up would be manky, or in the very worst case scenarios, they'd be out of stock of my favourite biscuits. And when I finish my shop, I get to the checkout, all the queues are massive. When I do pick a queue, every other queue seems to be moving quicker than mine. There's always a problem at the checkout in the queue that I'm in. I've had enough by this point. My head feels like it's going to explode, and I'm quite happy now to just leave the trolley and walk out the supermarket. I've just got to that point where I can't take anymore. What I didn't know at the time was that my cortisol levels and my adrenaline levels were through the roof at this point, and it was going to take hours for them to come back down to a normal level. Adrenaline levels and cortisol levels are designed to go through the roof, but they're designed to do it for a very short period of time. It's your fight or flight response. They're not designed to be up there for a prolonged period of time, which they were when I was going to do something as simple as a supermarket shop. And by having my adrenaline levels and my cortisol levels up here for such a long period of time, it had a real detrimental effect to my long-term health. And yet all of this could have been avoided with some very simple manners, a little bit of respect and a little bit of kindness shown by myself and by everyone else in the supermarket. If we just look at all them incidents from a slightly different perspective, maybe the person who dumped the trolley in my parking bay could have been a little bit less lazy and taken it back to where they actually got it from instead of just randomly dumping it where they left their car. That could have prevented my stress levels from being elevated right at the very start of my shopping trip. Maybe if the parents who just let their kids run wild and crazy in the supermarket had a little bit of respect for other shoppers and other people's close environment, then not only my stress levels could have been reduced, but everyone else around me who was also getting annoyed with these children could have brought their stress levels down as well. And things like people standing in my way or the veg being a bit manky and then being out of stock of my biscuits, if I'd exercised just a tiny little bit more patience instead of just getting angry instantly, then the stress levels in my own body would never have risen as high as they did. And as for the queues being too big, it was generally a Saturday afternoon. What the hell did I expect? The queues are busy for all of us. It's not just about me. We're all in the same position, and I needed to understand that and be more respectful of everybody else rather than just thinking everything is about me, me, me. So if each one of us showed up with more manners, more respect and more kindness to everyone else around us, then these situations are unlikely to happen again. Okay, I admit the chances of everyone on the planet suddenly behaving in this wonderful, kind and caring way is unlikely. And there is every possibility that the next time we go to the supermarket, exactly the same situations will occur again and again and again and again. But I can change how I respond to these situations. I can lead by example, and I can show more love, more kindness, more compassion and more respect everywhere I go, regardless of how other people behave towards me. I get to choose my immediate environment by the way that I show up in my life. And just me showing up in the world with more compassion, kindness, love, manners and respect might just rub off on the people around me and might just make my close environment a little bit of a nicer place to live. And if we all choose to do this, then all these little close-knit environments will all start to intertwine and merge, and suddenly before you know it, the world as a whole is a better place. And it just takes a change in the way that we look at things and the way that we flip our mindset around to respond to these events and these situations in our lives. And if you click the link in the description for the mindset module, I can show you just how easy it is to flip your mindset around and change the way you respond to these situations to improve your environment very, very quickly.